If you're an artist who loves designing your own characters and you've gotten stuck on your current character design, then why not ask another artist to help out? That's what we're going to do today with Kale's OC, Milu. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm Grim, known lover of original characters and a freelance artist who offers character designs as one of my commission services. As you can see, there are some character designs that I've done below. They are for personal tabletop campaigns that I participate in, and of course, some art of my mascot. Today, though, I wanted to do a bit of a collaboration with one of my viewers by redesigning near OC. I picked Milu to work on because I felt like Kale's design goals with the character were really up my alley, and that I had a solid idea of what to do with a redesign. Before we hop into introducing the character and my redesign, I want to give a huge thank you to everyone who submitted OCs they wanted a redesign of. It's terrifying to hand your OC off to another artist, especially for changes to something like their design. So I really appreciate the trust you all are putting in me. I hope that what I come up with is really cool to you, Kale, but if it's not, there's no hard feelings if you don't use it. Also, to be super clear to viewers, these redesigns are not implying that the original designs are bad. This is just an opportunity for me to practice my own design skills by working with someone else's idea to start with. Now, introducing Milu. The intro I got from Kale is that Milu is reserved and easily frightened, but that doesn't stop them from being feared and disliked by the masses, presumably because of his curse. Said curse forces him to live forever, but he must do so by eating people's hearts to consume their heartbeats. Despite it all, he's still able to love after finding the one person who doesn't fear him, and that makes him super anxious. My God, aren't we all a little anxious about being truly loved? Kale's design goals is to portray Milu as having been roughed up quite a bit, such as being dirtied and scarred, as well as giving him a specific time period like a twisted Victorian tween boy. Nera's also wanting something more meaningful than a bat for a weapon, or emphasizing the hands and teeth instead. Nee also mentioned them seeming a bit like just a quote-unquote pale dude, so I'm also hoping to make it clear that Milu is a monster. I started my design process by building a pure ref board to gather my research and ideas on. The first thing I started with was establishing some Victorian fashion for Milu. I felt like some gothic OG Lolita fashion would do the job perfectly here, so I skimmed one of my favorite Tumblr blogs for ideas. In case you don't know, Lolita fashion is a specific style of dressing cutely from Japan. I don't know the perfect definition of it, but I'm aware of the aesthetic, and I know that OG specifically is what's called a boy style. While I was looking, I also specifically noted down bits I liked from different outfits that I wanted to include. And while it didn't make it into the final sketch, I considered a cane at one point to replace the bat, since it would be a lot more period appropriate. I also saw cute lantern jewelry that I thought would be fun to rework as a physical representation of the curse Milu has. I'll talk a bit more about how I did that later on in the video. But when it came to making Milu more monstrous, I went to my favorite catalog of monsters, which would be tabletop role-playing game bestiaries. I went for Pathfinder 2nd Edition's library of zombies, since I knew I could filter to just look at zombies fairly easily. I grabbed ones I felt had the right vibe, and I noted down the stuff I liked about each. From here, I felt like I had enough research to start sketching. Because of my other work obligations and needing to get this video out this week, I had to restrict myself to about an hour to work on this redesign. I tried to focus on a pose that conveyed Milu's personality well by being a bit shy, but also holding himself up awkwardly like a zombie. Like, he doesn't quite have the strength to do it right in silly little Victorian heels. I also tried to keep Milu's red from his original palette intact and went with a split complementary palette. That would get me some blues as a dark accent instead of gray, and pull in some yellowy greens, which are perfect for the monstrous zombie look I was going for. I also tried to push that by having really yellowy teeth, as well as bits of rot and scars visible on the face and thighs. In general, I took Milu's original design and threw him in a washer full of mud and then left him out for a week to dry in the sun, full of wrinkles and stains. But one of my favorite aspects of this design is the necklace I gave Milu based off the lantern jewelry I saw earlier. I made it a heart shape to tie into the curse's theme around heartbeats, and I was thinking that the crystal inside might glow and pulse in tune with Milu's heartbeat. And of course, it would get fainter as he got hungrier, or pulse faster and brighter when he's scared. I think if I were to give this design more development, I would definitely push the pose and anatomy to emphasize the claws and teeth better. They just don't stand out enough for my tastes with the more grounded anatomy. And I'd also want to try to include the cane next time, since it just didn't work out pose-wise. And I think even though there's a little bit, I'd want to push the asymmetry in this design to make Milu a bit more unnerving. All in all though, I think it's not bad for my first attempt that was restricted to an hour. And that's the redesign. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you, Kale, so much for letting me play with Milu's design. I hope that even if you don't go with it, that it can give you some good ideas for what direction to take the design in. In the meantime though, if you had a good time, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you're interested in having me design a character for you, I will shamelessly plug that you should go follow me on VGen so you get notified about the next time I open commissions for that. And I hope you returning viewers didn't mind the change to the video layout. I wanted to experiment a little bit and try something new. If you have opinions on that, feel free to weigh in. But otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!